and welcome to Monsters, Magic, and Mathrocks. I'm Anna, and I will be your dungeon master for this Tal'Dorei adventure. Let's meet our players.
Hi, I'm Tegan. I will be playing Jack.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I will be playing Bastille.
I'm Josh. I'm playing Nico Blue.
Hi, I'm Oz. I'll be playing Adressea Nimbus.
I also want to give a quick shout out to Joe for doing all the incredible art that you see on your screen. Go check him out at joerocksart.com, which we will also link in the description. Okay. I don't want to do the last time on Monsters, Magic, and Mathrocks, so which one do y'all want to do it?
We found stuff on the spellcaster that we killed. We found his spell book, which didn't have anything for creating Hypnos Maggin or really constructs that lasted any length of time. We followed the path to a tent or to a camp that had like 50 or 60 people and about 30 people. And it's like 25% of them were missing their right eye, like their right eye was bandaged. But anyway, when we went to Jeremiah, he told us those were Ravagers, which is a Goliath. It used to be a Goliath herd. Now it's a death cult dedicated to the Ruiner. We went back to the town, and we went to the Cobalt Reserve, and we learned that they're tracking different groups of Ravagers, trying to find these Ruiners, or trying to find this cult of the Ruiner. More or less.
Alrighty. Which, by the way, I know y'all are supposed to get like a simplified map. I will get that to you by next session. Okay. So, yes. So you finish at the Soul, and as you're leaving, when you get to the gate, Jeremiah turns to you and he says, I really do appreciate everything you've done for us. So, I know it's not much, but it's all we've got. And he hands you holds out a sack of gold. Alright, he hands it to Nico since Nico's got his hands out.
Much obliged, sir. Much appreciated.
We'll divvy that up when we get to the tavern.
Yeah, we'll go somewhere private. Get a booth.
Okay. Easy enough. I mean, there's numerous taverns around here. You can easily find one that's not terribly busy and find a corner booth somewhere where you can divvy up your gold. For the sake of brevity, there is 400 gold in that pouch, so you each get 100 gold.
Check.
All right.
Oh, so much stew.
It's good for more than just stew.
By the way, hopefully no hard feelings for scaring the shit out of you twice.
Oh.
Was that to Jeremiah?
Yeah, it's a Jeremiah.
Oh, Jeremiah didn't go with you to the tavern.
Oh no, he was he was saying it to him before he left.
Okay, I got you. So I was confused. I thought y'all were at the tavern. I was like, who did you scare? So yeah, Jeremiah's it's fine. It's just everything going on. It's been a little jumpy. We're good. I gotta get supplies for my crew and get back. But I really appreciate everything y'all did for us.
Yeah, of course.
Not a problem. Always here to help.
Once we're like in the tavern and like all the food has been like brought and drinks, I'm assuming we're celebrating a case solved, money rewarded.
So yeah.
Nico's gonna, if y'all will just pardon me for a few moments, I need to step outside for just a second. He's gonna go
Sure.
outside, and is this? I'm assuming that Nico would lead us to one of the taverns where he has a loose brick in like the back corner.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. He's gonna loosen one of the bricks and put about 60 gold pieces back there, and then leave the brick such as to indicate to certain people that there is something there for them.
Okay.
And then go back inside.
Okay, yeah. So, you're all at the tavern. You eat your food and stuff. Do you guys want to have any discussions about what to do next, or do you want to move on to something?
So, Nico, the whole point of this was to help you believe that there is more than just what you know to exist. How are we doing on making you believe that?
Well, I suppose this is quite a special group of people we've gathered here. So there's no doubt in my mind that y'all have abilities that I've not seen before, and there is definitely much more than meets the eye with y'all. I hold on to my conviction that most people who claim to have special abilities or to have seen the extraordinary are full of shit.
That's fair.
As for
Good
y'all,
thought.
so far you're on the up and up, and I will own that. And I've given Bass the spoils of our bet.
Good to see at least you kept your word.
If y'all will continue to humor me, I think we should keep this show going.
It's better than doing nothing.
It certainly is. This is well, to be frank, this is more money than I've ever seen at one time in my entire life. So
Yeah.
this
Probably the
relationship
same here.
is nothing if not rewarding in a financial sense.
I feel like the same can be said for a lot of us. That this is more than we've seen. And I would be inclined to agree that it's better than doing nothing.
I do wonder where we go from here, though, because, well, going toe to toe, head to head with the Ravagers seems like a fool's errand to me. But I do not like to leave stones unturned, as it were.
I was thinking the same. As interesting as this is, and going against the Ravagers is quite an interesting endeavor. We would have to go about that very carefully.
That was
One
a
of us
lot
is-
of people.
One of us is liable to end up dead, at least.
Then we get stronger
But in the
before
same-
we do that.
Yeah, I think then it becomes the question of where do we, as Nico said, where do we go? What do we do?
Well, we already have the map for the most part marked off where we know a few of those
Yeah.
groups were. Hopefully that's what they're looking at. Until then, we should, one, gather more information because we don't know what the fuck we're walking into, if that's the case. And 2, I don't know about you all, but I don't think we're strong enough at the moment to handle 30 to 60 people's worth of wizards, Goliaths.
We could barely handle the one.
That would be a suicide, in my opinion.
Then
We could-
we get stronger first.
We could barely handle the one. We need more knowledge, more power. Things we're both capable of.
I agree with that. I think. Do we have any more fun stuff that we can find on the message board?
Probably. We can go look.
We could. We
could
could also see if we can find information here too. If anyone's come across more Ravagers or
strange iconography.
could also look out for people here that have a missing right eye.
And
This is-
informing the public is probably a good idea.
No.
Well, we could cause a panic. I think maybe, I don't know who said it, but maybe some of these Ravagers have made their way into town. Maybe we keep our eyes open for anybody who might have a missing eye and
Tail them around.
Yeah.
tail
it's
them
not
around.
bad.
Maybe if we can corner them in an alley or something, conduct an interrogation.
We would have to tread carefully, but it's doable.
Am I gonna have to pick somebody up and throw them against a wall?
I would love to see it.
No.
It remains to be seen, but probably you are one of the bigger of us.
I think Bass is definitely the biggest of us.
I don't-
It started
Maybe.
with talking.
I don't
Jack.
mean to intimidate everybody.
Talking may not get us anywhere quick, unfortunately. Not with a Ravager.
But, maybe if we just one of the higher traffic areas of the city, maybe we just keep our eyes peeled for the afternoon, see if we see anything, and if we don't, maybe in the morning we return to the Cobalt Soul, see if there's something that we can do for them, or head back to the job board.
Not a bad idea.
I do know I'll have to stop by the. Did you say that there's a church district or?
I think so.
Yes, there is. Let me
He-
bring up a map.
He's gonna ask about going to that at some point, but he's not gonna clarify why.
Yeah, there's the temple ward, which you would have walked through when you went to the market ward originally. When you first entered, you and Jack.
Yeah, he would ask about going back towards that at some point. Well,
Okay. So after you're done eating at the tavern, what do y'all want to do? It is evening, but it's early evening. I'd say it's probably around 9 or 10 p.m.
I was thinking maybe it was earlier in the day, but no, if it's evening,
No, it was sunset when you
Okay, yeah,
arrived
I
at the
remember now.
gates. Yeah, and then you went to the Cobalt Soul. You did all that stuff. You've gotten dinner. It's probably pushing 9 o'clock.
so maybe since it's getting a little bit late, why don't we, if we're going to do some I don't know what you would call it, just looking out for Ravagers in town, maybe we go to one of the busier establishments, someplace that's really hopping.
It's not a bad idea. It's a good idea.
Maybe some place with some music and some dance.
You have a place in mind?
Does Nico know of any place where there might be music?
Oh, I feel like Nico would definitely know where a lot of people gather, because that would be lucrative for him to have that information. So yeah, I would say you could easily lead to a bar that's a little more happening. Maybe something that's also in the market ward, just maybe off the main street, as opposed to down one of the side alleys where you're currently at. But yeah.
Yeah, lead them that way to a place that's really got a lot of people.
Yeah, so you lead them to one of the bigger bars. I don't have a list of random tavern names, and I'm terrible at naming things, so you lead them to one of the bigger bars.
This here is the musky dwarf. It's
There we go.
Musky dwarf.
Yes, it's you know it to be one of the more popular establishments, and it's right off of the main street. It's big, it's crowded. It's no different when y'all enter.
The things I didn't want a visual of.
Jack hears music coming from the tavern. Jack grabs Adrista's hand and runs inside.
Oh, okay, I guess we're doing this.
It's like, come on! This music! It's amazing!
Yeah, I hear it. It's a lot of people.
Upon entering, Nico will try to find a booth or a table that's kind of like in the dark a little bit, but is such that he can see most of the bar.
It's kind of peak night hours, so finding a seat immediately is not happening. All the tables and chairs are occupied. But you see one, and you watch it long enough, you can go ahead and take that when those people leave.
Like,
Yep.
Get skinny and get through the crowd and got us a table. Leftover ale here.
Oh!
Never turned down a free drink.
No, man. I can't. He is going to slide to the furthest corner of the booth and try to stick himself. Like, if it's against a wall, he is going to try to, like, stay against the wall. He's like,
Oh, buddy.
no.
And I'm just scanning the crowd, looking for anybody who has missing an eye or looks like they are maybe have an eye patch or something.
Okay, so everybody who wants to look through the crowd for people, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Nat 20.
15.
Ah, that one got stuck inside the town.
Thanks, Molly.
What's the total on that, Oz?
No, 20. I don't have any.
Oh, you okay?
I would have said.
Fair. That's fair.
That is an 11 for Bastille.
Bastille's a little distracted.
Jack's headed to the bar to get everybody a drink.
Okay.
God.
So y'all look around, and Adristea, with some confidence, you can say that nobody here is missing an eye or has an eye patch. And although a couple of people have the same mishmash of gear that the Ruiners or the Ravagers did, there's nothing in it that makes you think that these people are part of the cult, as opposed to just people who are buying bits of armor where they can.
Okay.
Well,
Jack going to the bar, getting drinks for everybody. Mark off 4 copper.
4 copper.
Drinking cheap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how many? That's I don't have enough hands, so Andy will be helping me with that. He'll be sitting on my shoulder with a couple of tankards.
How big is Andy? Because I just assumed that Andy's
He
like
might
this
have
big.
one. He might be holding one then.
He's holding one and it's bigger than he is.
How cute would that be? Just like a little.
That's adorable.
He's got like one leaf hanging off of him. Like that's his hair.
Oh.
Yes. Adorable.
Does that mean that he's out in the open and we can finally see this?
Oh yeah, I needed a
Yeah.
hand.
Well, when Jack comes back to the table, y'all absolutely notice this little limb-like creature branch holding a beer.
But
Who is your
I
friend?
put my armload down on the table, and then I sort of get low, so my shoulders are level with the table, and he walks on the table with this little bear.
Oh my god.
Who is this?
Did you know that there appears to be a sentient twig on your shoulder?
Oh well, yeah. This is Andy.
Andy.
Don't that just beat all?
Bastiel's immediately just like, oh my god, can I say hello? It's like, I'll take it, come here!
Andrew's on the table. Andrew's just like this, like, it's so cute. I want to pet it. I want to give it a hug.
Andy's just got his elbow on the tankard because it's only slightly shorter than he is, and he just gives sort of a half-assed wave, like he's been here the entire time.
I was trying to get him to come over so he could say hello.
And you will walk over across the table and give Bastille sort of an up and down eyeball, and then a straight handshake.
You're gonna stick a finger out.
And I give sort of a quick...
Oh! Oh, he's a smart ass.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Oh, holy shit, that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Bastille, I can pick you up.
He'll walk over across the table to Nico Blue, and also just a gentlemanly tip of his leaf. And over to Adrastea, and a bow.
I'm gonna druid craft a blossom, just a pink blossom like Jack's hair color, and hand it to him.
Oh, he'll swing that about and catch your hand. You give it a little kiss.
Aw.
Put the flower on his head.
You suave.
Baby.
The stick has moves.
Jack, your twig is charismatic as fuck.
Oh,
Thing.
well, he's character. He's always been like that.
You're such a precious little thing.
I gotta tell you, I'm a fan.
Is this our mascot?
I think it is.
Oh no.
Angry puppies.
And then Jack will lift a tankard and say, "Here's to our first Mystery solved. Everybody. And we'll assist Andy with his tankard.
Okay, it's drinking now, and I'm.
I think I bring out like his size sort of thimble.
Can the twig get drunk?
Can it?
Is it
Old enough to
bad
drink?
of me to want to find out?
I don't think it's necessarily bad to want to find out. 'Cause I am
Andy
curious.
seems to be more interested in the ale than Jack. Is what you're getting.
Does he become a sap when he's drunk?
I need you to take a DM inspiration, please.
Yes, me. I appreciate.
I thought you were going to tell her she takes like 1d4 psychic damage.
I appreciate a good pun.
I appreciate that pun.
Bard for the win!
That was so bad it was good.
Yes, yes.
At least I didn't say he's gonna twig out. I'm sorry.
Does this particular tavern have rooms?
Yes, it does.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go get us some rooms for the night. I'll be right back, and I'll go to the bartender or whoever's in charge of like the hotel part of it and get 4 rooms.
4 rooms. Okay, so rooms are gonna be 1 gold per night.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be 4 gold.
4 gold. God damn.
Bastille would have handed you a gold before you left. If
Yep.
you would have came back to say how much it is.
Ditto.
Yeah, we're taken care of. We got rooms.
So y'all sit there, looking around. Like an hour goes by and you still don't see anything. As you're sitting there, though, Jack, in the midst of everything going on around you, you suddenly hear a voice in your head. Dear little rabbit, I'm not upset you're gone, but I do hope you return once you realize the world is cruel. I'll wait for you. And you absolutely recognize Mama Mildred's voice.
Oh, if I'm holding my tankard, it's on the floor.
You alright there?
Jack?
Did you have too
Are
much
you
to drink
okay?
there, Jack? You
Oh,
seem to have spilled on yourself.
I'm so sorry. Oh, go get another one. Sorry, excuse me.
Nope. Hold on.
I'll go with her.
Maybe you just need to back it off for the night. I think maybe.
Bastille's gonna cast a Will that clear that up? Can I clean that up with thaumaturgy?
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
I'll prestidigitation the sorry.
It's been a while.
I'll prestidigitation the ale away. Come on, let's take a walk, Jack.
Oh, I'm fine. But yeah, maybe a walk. Okay.
Once they leave, he's gonna look at Nico, and is Andy still on the table? Or would he have gone with you?
Oh, he noticed. So he might be wandering outside.
Following you.
Yeah.
When our stick friend gets back, if that ever happens again, we need to make sure that she's alright, because that kind of... She seemed like something hit her all of a sudden.
Yeah, she did get awful pale. I figured maybe just the drink went to her head. Maybe she downed it a little too fast.
Mm.
She doesn't seem like the kind who partakes often. So
I don't think it was that.
we will
But-
definitely keep an eye. She seems the naive sort. Needs maybe somebody to look after her a little bit. And you seem like the sort who kind of likes looking after folks, so if you don't mind me saying.
I tend to collect people that need to be shielded.
Well,
Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing.
a big fucker like you makes a pretty good shield. If you don't mind me saying.
Would he remember that he couldn't come out of a rage in that cave?
Yeah.
He kind of gets quiet for a second. He's like, sometimes it's not good to be around me.
I think you could probably say that about just about everybody, though.
No.
I mean, I've not seen anybody have an episode quite like what you had, but no harm, no foul, no hard feelings.
If that ever happens again, and I swing at somebody, knock my ass out.
Oh, I'll try, but so I think, and I haven't known you long, so maybe I'm being a little presumptuous, but it seems like maybe you don't quite know your own strength.
I have anger issues.
Well, no shit, but
And when I do, everything has a tendency sometimes to be the enemy when it shouldn't be.
we'll keep an eye out and do our best to keep the damage to a minimum.
Good. But that's my primary focus, and he's gonna point out the door. So like, that? Whatever is bothering her? I don't like that. What are Adrastea and Jack doing
Yeah.
outside?
That's what I
Y'all are finished. Yeah, if y'all are finished, let's move to Adra and Jack.
Yeah.
Jax just makes her way outside with Adrastea and just sort of leans against the outside wall of the tavern.
Can you tell me what that was?
Oh, I just got winded really fast. All of a sudden. That was I've never had ale before.
Insight check. Do I believe we can hold this?
Roll an insight, and Jack, roll a deception, since we all know that you're lying.
I don't.
Yeah,
That's
well.
a 5.
Oh, a 5. Yeah, probably not.
Oh. That is a 7.
Ooh!
So you barely. So yeah, so a 5 and a 7. I would say that you don't pick up on the fact that Jack is lying, but it just doesn't sound right.
Okay.
But Jack's a little weird, so the things she says are a little weird.
Me too.
Andy's just kind of worried and tugging at the bottom of my coat.
We just worry about you.
Oh, it's nothing. I just have little dizzy spells every once in a while. It's fine.
It's not fine. If you need to lean on us, that's what we're here for, yeah?
And thank you. I understand. Oh, we're missing out on all the music. Let's go back inside.
Sure. Maybe one day we'll talk about the Feywild together. And since I know that since we have that in common.
Oh, I would love that so much. It's such a beautiful place.
I stayed in one glade, but it was nice to be there.
That sounds familiar. But from what I saw, that's pretty cool. Andy showed me a lot more than I was brought up with. He was a great tour guide of the local. He showed me all the treants. They're fantastic.
Sounds lovely.
Okay, do you two go back inside?
Yeah.
I pick up Andy. I just sort of pat his little hand.
All right. So, y'all go back inside. And then I'm keeping your perception checks for the whole evening. You know, as of yet, you're not seeing anything that's leading you to think that somebody's a Ravager.
So how late are we going to be staying up? I'm starting to get a little tired.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea with everything we've done today. That we should probably get some sleep soon.
Yeah, I'm schnooked.
I'm sorry, what?
That's new.
Very new. I will be getting up kind of early to go down to the temple district. So you all can sleep in if you want. I'll come back, but I need to head out that way eventually.
Well, early to bed, early to rise, you know.
I don't.
That is true.
Makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise, I think is how that ends, or something like that.
That's how that works.
It's an old saying.
I'm not so sure that that's how that works, but sure.
I should be the richest man here. Where's all my money?
All right, so you all turn in for the evening. I'll go up to your rooms. Is there anything anybody wants to do before we turn in and do a long rest and move on to the next day?
Yeah, after about like 20 minutes, when it seems like nobody's going to stop by to like have a chat or anything, Nico would make sure that his room has a window, and he's going to duck out the window and down and head over to Crate Street.
Okay. easy enough to do. You know the streets, especially at night, and you make it there without incidents.
And Grandma D, she stays up late, so she's probably still up. So I'm gonna
Yeah, probably.
go down to the end of the alley and to where her crate is.
Okay. So yeah, you get down there, and she's still awake, reading. There's a little candle next to where she's sitting, and she's reading a book. As you know, but the audience does not, Mama D is a dark blue tiefling. Her hair is down, and it's fairly long. It's mostly like a white gray, but there is some dark blue strands still shooting through it. And she looks up as you approach. Nico.
How you doing, Grandma? Sorry I've been gone for a couple of days. I had some opportunities arise that I had to take advantage of.
She reaches beside her and holds up the bag of 60 gold that you left.
Good, the boys found it. Good. That should last us for quite a while. Maybe even get you a more comfortable chair there. That thing's getting a little bit old.
Oh, we don't need to worry about my chair.
Oh, well, I just want to make sure you're taken care of. Oh, and I got you a little something too. Here, I found these, and I'm going to hand over the tusk glove and the other.
The Courting of the Crick.
Yeah. I found you some more reading material, so you don't have to keep reading that one over and over again.
She takes it and looks up like, Nico, you've always been such a great boy. Thank you.
Well, I try. These people I found, I think they might be able to help me, Grandma. I think they might be able to help me get rid of this. You see, Nico he starts to get like really emotional. Like it's like this means a lot. I might be able to finally get rid of it.
You think they can help?
They're the first people I've come across who seem legit when they talk about their abilities. And maybe they'll be able to help, maybe not, but this is the best opportunity I've seen come along.
And she leans forward and takes your hand, or takes your face between her hands. You be careful. When you do things that earn this kind of money, bad things can happen. You take care of yourself.
Speaking of, in your time, have you ever run across a group called the Ravagers?
Ravagers are bad people. You're not mixing up with the Ravagers, are you?
Well, not so far as the Ravagers know, but we took up a job from the job board at the mine, and it turns out that the Ravagers were behind. I don't know if you heard about it, but they're behind some nefarious deeds over at the mine, and we took care of it. And as far as I know, the Ravagers don't know that we were the ones who took care of it. But Jeremiah Sook, he's the one who paid us, and I imagine so long as he doesn't start spreading our names around, everything should be fine.
She takes the bag that you left for them. She takes 10 gold out of it and gives you back that bag. Why don't you go to Gilmore's? You stock up. Make sure you're safe. And then if there's anything left, you stick it in one of our holes. Okay?
Well, Grandma, I got this and I set it aside for you.
Do you have money, though?
I've got about 40. I've got enough to get me a little something, I'm sure.
Take this just in case. You always give us more than we need. And you never take enough for yourself. You use what you need. And if there's any left over, then you stick that in one of the holes. And I'll have the boys looking. That alley by Gilmore's. We use that quite often.
All right, then. I'll go by there first thing in the morning.
And will get us by for quite some time. And if you think these folks you're running with are lucrative, I mean, 60 gold and you still got 40. That's a lot of money, Nico.
I know.
So
honestly, it was a little bit scary walking around with this much money.
If that's how much you made in one job with them, well, 10 gold will get us by until you can get us some more.
All right then, Grandma. I'll put the money back all together. All right, I need to get back. I mean, I took enough time here. I don't want them to think that I ditched them or nothing, but I needed to get over here to talk to you. So
I appreciate the check-in.
all right then. Tell the boys I said hello, and I'm sorry I missed them.
I will. You stay safe.
I will, Grandma. I will.
Okay.
I give her a little kiss on the cheek, and out the alley I go.
Pat your hand and let you go.
No, it's wholesome.
Grandma's supposed to have a southern accent. My accent goes all over the fucking place because I can't do accents, but
Irish
I
for a
got.
second.
I know it did. It did go Irish for a second. I don't know what's wrong.
She's a worldly woman.
Yeah.
Southern to Irish is actually kind of a natural flow.
Yeah. But yeah, it's supposed to be southern for all the viewers. I just suck at accents. I apologize. Okay, anybody else want to do anything before you take your long rest?
No, mine's all in the morning.
Okay.
Gonna write.
Adra?
Adra's gonna write in her book of shadows.
Okay.
So she's gonna write to her patron just to keep him updated on what's been going on. Wanda, it's been a couple of days with these people. We're staying together for now, I think. They're good people. If a little strange, and that's saying something for me, and for people like us. I think they're going to make some good chaos. The kind of chaos that we want to see in the world. I'm starting to dream more, though. I dreamt of a mother. Maybe dreamt is the wrong word, but I think she was Pandora's. Maybe that jar of yours is starting to open more than I want it to. And then Dreali, that name came up again. And I'm still not sure I want to know more about who's that either. But it's weird tracking down, we're going to go after Ravagers eventually, which is a terrifying concept. That's future problems for just that's future problems for future Adrestaya to worry.
Okay.
I guess DM.
Hello.
Jack. Is Jack
Yes.
in their own room?
Yes, everybody's in private rooms.
Alright, Jack will give the lowdown to Andy.
Andy sits there supportively as a twig.
He's like,
like Andy would like take your hand and like
aww.
and like he's very supportive of everything you tell him.
So cute.
Good bean.
We have so many wholesome people in this. Oh, I'm worried.
So you all take your long rest, and early the next morning, Bastille, you head down to the temple ward. Did anybody wake up early to join Bastille?
Nico in
Nope.
a real bed? No, he's sleeping the fuck in.
Okay, yeah.
Nope.
So Jack, you're gonna go with Bastille?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so Jack and Bastille, you head on to the temple ward. So as you enter the temple ward, it's a real small ward on the southern side of the city. You immediately notice that there's major temples to the Lawbearer, the Wild Mother, and the Platinum Dragon. And then mixed in amongst them are other temples to the prime deities.
He is looking for two in particular, which I sent you. Does he see their symbol anywhere?
He does, yes. So, I would say the first one that he finds is a really small temple. There is no name of the temple, but he does see the symbol of the Everlight on the door.
He is going to yell Avandra and run inside.
Okay, yeah, the doors are not locked. It is open. Once the sun goes up, the temple doors are open, and there is a solitary cleric in there just lighting some candles, getting the temple set for the day, doing some light dusting and stuff like that.
He has zero control over himself at this point. He just runs up and he's like, "Is this temple for Avandra?" And he's just like doesn't care if he startles the man.
Yeah. So yeah, the a second. This book does not have the Everlight's name, so I'm guessing it's Avandra.
It's Avandra.
Okay.
Aaron Ray. Or is that something else?
Saren Ray is.
Saren is the
I'm sorry.
Wild Mother.
Yeah, Saren Ray is Everlight. Avandra is Changebringer.
Melora is the Wild Mother.
I thought they recently they changed it for the Vox Machina cartoon show. They just started calling her Everlight because Saren Ray's copyrighted and they couldn't use it.
Saren Ray's Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they had Saren Ray down as the Everlight.
That's why it's not in here because it's copyrighted. So we'll stick with just Everlight for her name.
Captain.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is the temple for the Everlight, right?"
It is, yes. Is there something I can help you with? Would you like some guided prayers?
How close are you to the Everlight?
I am one of her clerics. I don't know that anybody is close to the Everlight.
He's gonna turn and where the head of the church is, he's gonna see if he can sense that she's here. Would he know what her presence feels like at least? By the way, he has just dragged Jack into this church.
Oh yeah. Jack velcroed to the excitement.
Like, yes! I don't know what we're doing, but we're here.
Did Jack notice the symbol of the Wild Mother? Is this the same temple, or was that somewhere else?
No. That's a different temple. Yeah, no, the Wild Mother has one of the larger temples. There's 3 main temples in the temple ward, and that was the Lawbearer, the Wild Mother, and the Platinum Dragon. This here is just a small temple that's nestled between the larger temples. I would say if you want to sense, if you can sense her here, to do an insight check.
Ooh. 15, 15, 18.
18. So you sense her presence in the way that deities are present in all of their temples. Like, you don't sense necessarily that she's like here listening to you, but like she is here.
Okay.
Just kind of overall.
Do you know if do you know if the Changebringer has any temples here?
Are you asking the cleric? Yeah, it's not too much further. It's towards the other end of the temple, ward district. Yeah, there's a small temple to the Changebringer as well.
You've heard about the Ravagers, yes?
Everybody knows about the Ravagers, yeah.
We just found some of them trying to dig out iron from a mine. They were using constructs. I'm not saying this in order for you to inform the rest of the public, but I feel it's something that you and the gods need to know.
I can add it to my evening prayers. And if she's listening, she'll hear.
I don't think she'd know me by name, but just at least a warning is better than nothing. And then he... Go ahead, sorry.
We are aware of the Ravagers falling in with some evil. I don't know the specifics, but
starting to lean towards the Ruiner.
That makes sense. There have been reports of some of them without a right eye, and that would make sense.
Well, okay. I guess I need to make another stop. And he'll turn to Jack and he's like, "Is there anywhere here you wanted to go?"
I guess I'll walk up to the cleric and inquire about the what was it again? The phrase on the back of my locket, if he recognizes it.
So you show in the locket. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So he looks at the locket and by sea, by land. I don't know what it means, but that's what it says.
Weird. Okay. And the symbol on the front? Have you ever seen that before?
Okay. So he flips it over and looks at the crest on the front, and he shakes his head. I'm sorry, it doesn't look familiar to me.
Yeah. Thought it might have been a strange symbol of a deity or something, but I guess not.
It's not that I'm aware of. I suppose there's elements that look similar, but it in and of itself doesn't look like any deity.
Well, thank you so much for trying. Happy Everlight to you.
Like,
Bastille in the background's like,
oh
all
no.
right.
It just sort of backhands Bastille's arms.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Happy
So-
Everlight.
In order to get to the Changebringer one, you will walk past the Wild Mother Temple, and that one's very obvious. The outside of it, it's called the Wild Arbor, and there is a very large depiction of the Wild Mother statue in the yard, and then on the door and throughout the outer architecture are the symbols of the Wild Mother. But if just past that a little ways is again another very small temple that has on the door a symbol of the Changebringer.
Did you want to stop at this one? He's gonna look up at the statue and be like, "Oh, it's not accurate."
Which one are you pointing at?
The Wild Mother.
The Wild Mother? Oh, okay. I do take a note at it. It's like, oh! And I look down at my focus, and it's like, oh, wow! Oh, that's pretty cool! Should we... Yeah!
Alright.
We're church hopping.
Yeah, so this one, when you go into this one, there are a couple of clerics around. It's a much bigger space. There are, like, it's not like a church. It's more like a large open, like if you took all the pews out of a church, it's like that, and it's kind of spread sporadically around the floor are like little nature groves. So like you've got like little patches of grass on the tile with flowers and mushrooms and maybe like a little log to sit at, and they're just kind of spread throughout. There are some that are off into like little indents into the wall, so that they're kind of sequestered and secluded for private converse with the goddess. And there are a couple of clerics going around. You see some of one's going around in druid crafting additional stuff to any of the little areas that look a little sparse. Another's sweeping up like dead debris, leaves and flowers and stuff like that, and getting rid of that. And then one is lighting little candle sconces around the room.
Oh, I immediately run over to the one that's druid crafting.
Oh,
And I bring I bring Bastille with me. It's like, look, I can do that. Is it?
Yes, you
As-
can.
Oh,
Hi.
and I sort of bow to the cleric.
Yeah, it's a
druid.
Yeah, she is a druid. She is a furbolg. She's got like snow white fur, pink nose.
Oh.
Yeah. and like long flowing like white hair that's kind of like braided to the side, and she looks up and can I help you?
Oh, just let me help you with that. And I join the druid craft with a vine of orchids going up a picture
Okay.
frame and the wall.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you do that, she kind of studies the vine, her face kind of scrunching a little, and like, and she reaches out and touches part of it where it's kind of rotting a little bit, and she looks at you and there's something wrong with your magic. Do you need some help?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. But Mama says I'm doing great. It's
Mama?
it's I just have this weird. My druid craft is a little spiky.
They should come forth vibrant and alive and yours is a little dead.
I'm working. I'm working on it. I don't know. Sorry to waste your time.
No, you're I don't think it's something that you control. I don't think you're doing it wrong. I just um I've never seen anything like this before. Curious.
It's just always been that way. I was just taught to do things with a little bit of an odd feeling about them. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I got distracted. Is there a reason you came? Do you need one of the groves for contemplation or prayer?
Oh, I just noticed the symbol is the same as mine.
Well, yes. So you are a worshipper of the Wild Mother, then?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know if that the Wild Mother.
Yes. She has many names. Melora is the other most common name for her, but different civilizations all, have our own flair for things, so the name sometimes varies, but the Wild Mother is who she is throughout.
Well, that's
What name do you know her by?
I guess Melora is the closest.
Okay.
Sorry, my common is terrible.
Oh, your comment is perfect. Quite all right.
But it was good visiting, and I sort of pushed Bestial out of the temple.
Oh, well,
Bye.
Sort of embarrassed.
come back anytime you would like.
Plan on it.
Okay. So y'all leave the Temple of the Wild Mother and head down to the Changebringer.
Yes.
I have questions, but I'm gonna save them for later. When he gets to the door, he's kind of hesitant to walk in. He's like, you know that feeling, like, you ever heard the saying a demon walks into a church and the church sets him on fire?
Oh, don't be like that.
You just shove him in the door?
Yeah, we just walk in.
Nessie will burst into flame. No, I'm kidding.
No!
No. When you go in, this one's much like the first. There is just a single cleric getting things set up for the day, lighting candles and such. This one here is a half orc male, and he is just kind of, the candles are lit. He's like kind of cleaning up now, like sweeping up the areas of worship. And he turns when you come in and just kind of gestures to the space. Feel free to sit wherever you would like.
Like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this one. But what languages do you know?
Me?
You and him.
Oh.
Are you asking him?
Yeah.
Okay. I know Common, Orcish, and Sylvan.
Damn. Okay, then you can't help me with this.
I mean, if you need a translation, there are wizards throughout the city who could probably help you with. I don't know any offhand, but you could probably swing by Gilmore's. He usually employs a few wizards. I'm sure one of them could translate something for you for a price.
True. I don't know how to bring this up. You've heard of the Ravagers around here lately.
Yes, of course.
Yes. You know they've aligned themselves with the Ruiner?
There have been rumors, yes.
It's confirmed.
Okay.
There's a lot happening at the same time that is going to be kind of worrisome. Could you do me a favor and pray to the Changebringer about that?
About what?
About Betrayer Gods moving.
Betrayer Gods moving?
I knew this was the mistake.
I just, no, I'm not, I'm sorry,
If they're
I'm not-
active, then
Okay.
they need to know.
Do you think the Betrayer Gods are active? They're always sort of active, always trying to get out, but do you think they've made some headway in this?
I mean, the Runers were digging for iron. And I don't know what kind of crucial element that is, but considering that the horde we came across was 30 plus, and it was right beside the mines back there, it's a little... Iron can be used in spells and weapons, so...
I will, yeah, I can include that in my daily prayers, yes.
Thank you. And then he's just gonna turn to Jack and he's like, we're leaving.
You just turn around to Jack trying to make a flower that's really colorful and it's not working.
No, they're all like half wilted or have like black veins through them, like there's some sort of blight or something.
And I just keep chucking them down and I just... Yes, we can go.
Jack,
Pile of dead flowers at Jack's feet.
does it really bother you that much if the flowers are not the way everyone else makes theirs?
Well, mine aren't really, really pretty. But
Life isn't pretty. Doesn't mean that your flowers have to be.
Thanks. Okay, let's go back.
He's gonna
Okay.
try to hitchhike the stick.
So I would say when y'all get back to the tavern, Adrastea and Nico are down getting their breakfast, so y'all can convene for breakfast, or we can skip past breakfast and do whatever you want to do after.
We can go to Gilmore's if you guys are wanting to go to Gilmore's.
I'm down for that.
I was actually going to recommend that we do that. We've seen a fair bit of combat, and I don't think any of us have any kind of healing potions or remedies. So it might be a good idea if this is going to be our profession. Maybe we ought to pick something up.
It's not a bad idea.
What's a Gilmore?
It's a shop.
It's a store that specializes in magical items and potions and whatnot. I've never actually been inside, partly because I think most of it's probably hogwash, but also because I just never been able to afford it before.
Well, let's see if we can find you something nice in there.
I'm just looking for something to keep me alive, that's all.
Okay, so you head on over to Gilmore's, and you walk in. It's a small-ish shop. It's very extravagant on the outside. Weapons and robes and some crystals and stuff like that. Very flashy, but it is a relatively small shop. This isn't his main shop. This is one of the annexes. And you see behind the counter a fairly tall man with very deep brown skin and long flowing brown hair with some streaks of gray in there, rocking the fuck out of a dad bod, and I am so sorry, Matthew Mercer. But as you walk in, he looks up and he's like, well, hello and welcome to Gilmore's Glorious Goods. How can I assist you?
Would you be the aforementioned Gilmore?
I would.
Well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, sir. We're in need of some healing potions and remedies and whatnot. You see, we've seen some combat here recently, and it nearly went south, and we were going to try to avoid similar circumstances in the future.
Well, I do have some healing potions for you. And he, majestically reaches underneath the counter and pulls up a little box and flips it open. So, currently I have 2 basic healing potions and 1 greater.
I'm sorry, I've never done this before. How much do these things cost?
Oh, got some newbies in here. Okay, so the basic healing is going to run you about 25 gold pieces each, and the greater healing is going to run you 50 gold.
Bastiel's going to lean over the counter. He's going to be like, are you sure that you couldn't lower that, since we don't really have that kind of money for the kind of jobs we're doing just yet?
Darling, if I lowered my prices for everybody who asked me to, I would never make any money.
Nico's furiously going through his... I gotta have enough left over for Grandma.
If he hears that, Bastille will slide 25 gold over for one of the potions and then take it and plop it down in front of Nico.
This one's for you, Jack. He's totally consumed in his own purse.
He's going to take his hand and shove your money back down into your bag.
Well, what are you doing, Bast?
If it's healing potions, then I've got it. if it's something else that will help you, look for that instead.
I'm really not comfortable with folks buying me things. I would rather pay for it myself if that's okay with you, Bast.
Pay for helping to keep him alive.
I think that's just
I'll
silly.
I'll take what? How many of the regular healing potions were there?
2 basic and 1 greater.
I bought one of the basic, didn't I?
I'll take the other one of the basic ones, please. And I'll slide across the 25 and put that on my belt and take off 25 from my purse. That's my purse.
My purse, I don't know you!
That should leave me plenty.
Is healing all you're looking for? I do have plenty of other items around.
Yes.
Ooh.
If there's something in particular you're looking for.
Bastille is going to look down at his shirt, not his coat, and he's gonna be like, you gotta... It looks old as shit. He's just like,
I don't. This is a magical store. I have amulets, I have enchanted boots, goggles, things of that sort.
Do you have night vision goggles?
I do not actually. What I currently have, and he sets that box aside and reaches behind him and grabs a pair of goggles. I have these goggles. These are finder's goggles. Whenever you are wearing these, you are a little more insightful than you might normally be, and they will also sometimes help you to examine objects and look at the aura of whoever touched it last, and perhaps track that creature down.
Interesting.
How much are they?
Well, these finder's goggles will set you back 50 gold pieces.
Who needs these? His insight is garbage.
My insight is also garbage.
Okay, so, well, these from the thing, because once you get it, it comes with a little card that explains how to use it and all that shit. So we're just going to pretend this is a detect magic thing. When you make a wisdom insight check, you can roll a d4 and add the number to the check. As an action, you can use the goggles to examine an object to identify the aura of the last creature that touched it. Make a wisdom check against a DC 13 plus the number of days since the last contact occurred. On a success, you learn the creature's type and can immediately use the goggles to cast Locate Creature to find that creature.
Who has high wisdom?
Nope.
Oh my god!
Was
That's
it?
None of us are wise!
My wisdom score is 14. I've got a +2.
Then you'd probably be the one that would need these the best, because you scout ahead anyway.
This is some awfully seemingly powerful magic. Are you sure I'm the one to be using this? This doesn't seem like the
You're the one that steps ahead.
Magic's not your strong suit. I also have, and he pulls out a pair of green boots. Like, these are boots of speed. When you wear these, you can click the heels together and go twice as fast as you normally would go.
That sounds like that's very expensive. How much were the goggles?
Well, the goggles are 50 gold. These boots are 75.
I'm gonna buy the goggles for you.
Oh, that sounds
The boots of speed, for your information, you can use a bonus action to click the heels together. It doubles your walking speed, and any creature that makes an opportunity attack against you has disadvantage on that attack roll.
That's nice.
Damn!
They last for 10 minutes,
I'm
and once per long rest.
gonna buy the goggles for Nico, You probably need these since you're kind of acting as our scout.
All right.
Not to mention, we can reuse them or have it handed around in case somebody's also doing that.
Exactly.
Having them's better than nothing.
Exactly.
Do you think they require attunement? Yes.
I'll put them in a. I'll be our group person that holds on to, like, makes notes of items.
Bastiel's so tempted to get those boots. Just so that way he's a giant freight train coming like a little too fast.
Yes, I was thinking that too.
Do I notice that?
Okay,
Do
what
I
were the
notice
goggles
Bastille
called?
staring at the
They're called-
boots?
They're called
He is
binders
contemplating
goggles?
it.
If the boots are not to your liking, I also have, and he holds up a necklace. I can speak.
Go.
It's a simple chain,
I have
and
to head
it's
out
got
soon.
a. Oh yes. We'll end here in just a second.
Binder goggles,
Um,
right?
Yeah, finder goggles. It's like an eye shape. It's completely yellow, and it's got like a little symbol inside of the eye. Amulet of proof against detection and location, in case any of you are trying not to be scryed upon.
Temptation.
And the other thing is, this is a stupid side project. I doubt any of you would like it.
You have my interest.
Okay. Yes. So, since we're getting to the time,
I
we
know.
will end here, and we'll pick up next week with what you want to purchase.
Cool.
Yay, get lost.
I lost track of time.
I know.
Okay, so let me
Fabio,
do. All right, that's going to conclude today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching.